Hebrew 1, chapter 1 to 6, revision. Most significant rules. Vowels. Long vowels. A class vowel. Comets. E class vowel. Sere Sereyot. I class vowel. Hirekyot. O class vowel. Holem Vaf. Holem. U class vowel. Shurek. Short vowels. A class vowel. Patak. A class vowel. Sigil. I class vowel. Hirek. O class vowel. Kametz Hatuf. U class vowel. Kibbutz. Kametz Hatuf is written like a kametz, but it is a short O class vowel, pronounced as O in call kind of words. It appears in an unaccented closed syllable. So the kametz that comes in an unaccented closed syllable is pronounced as a short O class vowel, and it is kametz hatuf. There are other three rules also. Kametz hatuf appears before a makef. It appears before hatif kametz, and a letter with dagesh forte, doubled letter. Now we look at the half vowels. Hatif kametz, hatif patach, hatif segol are all half vowels. They are called composite shevas. Then we have sheva, which could be vocal sheva or silent sheva. A sheva is a vocal sheva if it appears in the beginning of a word. The first sheva of a word is a vocal sheva. If the sheva comes under dagesh forte, a word letter with dagesh forte, a doubled letter, it is a vocal sheva. And a vocal sheva is always preceded by a long vowel. When two shevas stand together, the second one is a vocal sheva. Rules regarding silent sheva. When two shevas stand together, the first sheva is a silent sheva. The sheva that comes with the final kaf is a silent sheva. A sheva preceded by a short vowel is a silent sheva. Every time, the best way to identify a silent sheva from a vocal sheva is to look at the preceding vowel. If the preceding vowel is a short vowel, it would be a silent sheva. And if the preceding vowel is a long vowel, it would be a vocal sheva. Now we turn to the accents. In Hebrew, the accent naturally falls on the last syllable of the last word in a sentence. However, there are accent marks to show stress when it happens or when something needs to be stressed other than the final syllable. The first kind of accent is called as muna. It is a small L-shaped mark, which is like inverted L, and it marks the tone syllable other than the final syllable. There is something called Atna. It is written like this, and it is half sentence pause. So if a Atna occurs, it indicates that we have reached the half sentence mark and we need to pause there. Another kind of stress is called as siluk. It is represented by a small vertical line. In the last words, last syllable, it is in the second half of the sentence, or the last word of the sentence, to indicate stress. There is something called sof pasuk, which is indicated as with two dots like a colon in English, and it follows siluk. It's a kind of full stop. It indicates the end of the verse. Then we have metek. Metek is like, it looks like siluk, vertical line, and it comes usually with vowels to indicate stress. In long vowels before 2 or 3 syllables of the tone syllable or the final syllable, metek is given to preserve the stress of the long vowel. Metek comes before short vowels, in short vowels, before composite shevas, and in short or long vowels before a vocal sheva, to indicate the stress of that long vowel, on that long vowel. It is also used with unchangeably long vowels before makif. So that we do not pronounce the long vowel without the proper stress. Mopik is a dot that comes in het to indicate that it needs to be pronounced as a consonant. Whenever het comes in the end of a word, it carries a mopik. Mopik is a small dot to indicate that het need to be pronounced as a consonant. Makif is a horizontal line. It looks like a dash or a hyphen, and it functions like a hyphen, joins together two words to show that these words form one speech unit, and it is also used as a sign of direct objects. Now we look at the consonants. Aleph, Het, He, Ain, and Resh are gutturals. Gutturals do not take any dot in the middle. They cannot be double, so they do not take Tagesh Forte. Mem Vav, Pe, and Beit are labials. We use the lips to pronounce them, so they are labials. And labials affect the Vav conjunction. When it is added, Vav conjunction becomes Surik just before the labials. When it's added before a word that starts with a labial. Like Mapik, there are dots that appear within certain letters. And these dots are called either as Dagesh Lene or Dagesh Forte. Dagesh Lene is a dot that appears only in Becket Kefat letters when they begin as syllable. These 2 points are important. It appears, Dagesh Lene appears only in Becket Kefat letters, which is Beit, Gimel, Dalet, Kaf, Pe, Tau. And only when they are beginning a syllable. So it could be in the first letter of the word, or it could be a letter that follows a silent Sheva, but it has to be the first, or it has to be this beginning of a syllable. And that is Dagesh Lene. Dagesh Forte can appear in any consonant except for the gutturals, including Beget Kefet letters. It indicates doubling of that particular letter. And the simplest way to identify a Dagesh Forte is to look at the preceding vowel. It is usually preceded by a full vowel. If a dot in a Beget Kefet letter is preceded by a silent Sheva, then it is a Dagesh Lene. So to make things simple, Dagesh Lene appears only in Beget Kefet letters and only in the beginning of a syllable. Dagesh Forte appears in any letter, including Beget Kefet letters, except for gutturals, because they cannot be doubled. And it is preceded by a full vowel. Now we look at the rules regarding definite article. In Hebrew, definite article is indicated using He Patak Dagesh Forte. In any word that begins with a regular consonant and a full vowel, He Patak Dagesh Forte is used. But we know that the gutturals cannot be doubled. They cannot carry the Dagesh Forte. Therefore, in gutturals, only He Patak or He Kametz or He Segol is used. The Dagesh Forte is not used. So in gutturals like Aleph, Ain, and Resh, when they start the word, He Kametz is used as the indicator of the definite article. If the word starts with Het or He, then He Patak is sufficient to indicate the definite article. If the guttural in the word already has a kametz, then He Segol is used. Remember, All these are without the dagesh forte. Another special case is Yod Sheva. When Yod Sheva comes, He Patak is used as definite article without dagesh forte. So these are the rules concerning the addition of definite article. Regular consonant, full vowel, He Patak, dagesh forte. Yod Sheva, Het and He Patak. Aleph, Ain, Resh, He Kametz. If the guttural has a kametz, He Segol. There are some exceptional cases in which, when the definite article is added, the short vowel, that is patach, of the word to which the definite article is added is elongated to kametz. For example, Aretz is changed to Ha-Aretz. The Aleph that begins Aretz also carries a kametz. The Segol is changed to kametz. Another word, similar word, is Am. It becomes Ha-Am. Another word is Har, mountain. It becomes Ha-Har. Similarly, Aaron, it becomes Ha-Aaron. So here, the definite article definitely carries a kametz, but the beginning letter of the word is also, the vowel under it is also elongated to kametz. Then there are other exceptions, like Hag, feast or festival, it becomes He Hag. Segol is used. Normally, if we use for a letter beginning with hate and a pata under it, we would be using He Pata only. But in this special case, Hag becomes He Hag. A Segol is used instead of Pata. Similarly, there are certain words that begin with non-gutturals, but in them also the second letter carries a kametz when the definite article is added. For instance, Gan would become Haggan, and the pata under Gimel is elongated to kametz. Par would become Hab Par, and the pata under Par, under Pe, is elongated to kametz. So these are the variants. Hag becomes He Hag, Par becomes Hapar, Gan becomes Haggan. Then, as I said before, Har becomes Ha-Har, Aretz becomes Ha-Aretz, Am becomes Ha-Am, Aaron becomes Ha-Aaron, like that. Now we look at addition of prepositions and conjunctions. as prefixes. So there is something called a min preposition when it is added. It is a separable preposition, but when it is added to a word, it behaves differently. When it is added with a word that already has a definite article, it is just attached to the word with a makif, the dash, the hyphen kind of dash, without any change. So it is min, makif, and then the word with the definite article. When it is attached directly to the word, that is a word without a definite article, it's an indefinite word, then if the word begins with non-guttural, mem, hirek, dagesh forte is used. Mem, hirek, dagesh forte. If the word begins with a guttural, then mem sere is used. So these are the three rules concerning the addition of min preposition. With definite article, min is attached using a makif. Non-guttural without definite article, mem, hirek, dagesh forte. Indefinite word starts with a guttural, mem, sere. Remember, min is not affected by yod sheva. Yod sheva affects the addition of definite article, as we said before. Just he patah is used. Dagesh forte is not used. This yod sheva also affects the addition of inseparable prepositions and vav conjunction. Inseparable prepositions are beit, sheva, is translated as in, by, with. Lamet sheva, translated as to or her. Kaf sheva, translated as or like. And vav conjunction is vav, sheva, simple vocal sheva, is translated as and. So as I said, yod sheva, beginning of a word, does not affect min preposition's addition, but it affects the addition of a definite article where just he patah is used without dagesh forte. And how does it affect yod sheva? How does it affect the inseparable preposition and vav conjunction? In inseparable preposition, when the lamed sheva comes with yod sheva, it becomes hirek yod. So for instance, lamed sheva would become li, lamed hirek yod. And vav conjunction would become vi. Vav and hirek yod. Now there are other rules regarding addition of vav conjunction. In the case of yod sheva, as I said, it becomes vi, and the inseparable preposition becomes li. That is vav, that is lamed with hirek yod. But when there is just a sheva with a normal consonant or a composite sheva, there are other rules. So when there is a normal sheva with a regular consonant, the inseparable preposition takes hirek and becomes li. Vav conjunction becomes surek. When it is added with a guttural that has a composite sheva, the inseparable preposition would take the corresponding vowel of the guttural. Like if he patak, if hatef pata is used, it would take pata. If hatef segol is used, it would take segol. Then vav also does the same thing. When vav conjunction is added before a word that has composite sheva, the vav would take the corresponding vowel. So these are rules regarding words that begin with half vowels. Words that begin with half vowels. Yod sheva makes the inseparable preposition of vav conjunction sereyot. And sheva would make it herek or shurek. And composite sheva would make it corresponding vowel. That is, the corresponding vowel would be used along with the inseparable preposition or the vav conjunction. Now there is a case of accented monosyllabic words in which the inseparable preposition would take comets and vav conjunction will also take comets. With all the other regular words with regular letters, regular consonants, it is non-guttural, regular consonants, with full vowels, the inseparable preposition is written as lamed sheva or beit sheva or kaf sheva, and the vav conjunction is written as vav sheva, as a simple vocal sheva. Now there is one more rule that affects inseparable prepositions only. If there is a definite article in the word to which the inseparable preposition is attached, then the he of definite article is replaced with the inseparable preposition, lamed or beit or kaf, and the vowel under the definite article, it could be a patak, it could be comets, it could be a segol, it is retained. So the words that start with definite article affect inseparable prepositions, but they do not affect vav conjunction. Vav conjunction is affected by labials. So if the word starts with a labial, then vav conjunction would be written as surek. And then we have some exceptions when we add inseparable prepositions. In Elohim, the hatef segol is replaced by sere and it becomes lelohim. The same thing happens with amor, which is changed to lemor. So these are the rules up to chapter 6. To repeat the inseparable preposition and Vav conjunction, Yod Shiva would make both Sereyot. Shiva, both would become Hirek or Shurek, respectively. Composite Shiva, both would take the corresponding vowel. Accented monosyllabic nouns, both would take Kamits. Regular form, both have Lamed Shiva or Vav Shiva forms. So all these, they are similar, but the dissimilarity comes with labials. And syllables or words begin with labials and the Vav conjunction is attached to it, it becomes Shurek. And if there is a definite article, it does not affect the Vav conjunction, but it definitely affects the inseparable preposition. And the inseparable preposition would remove the he of the definite article and carry the vowel of the definite article. So these are the rules regarding the main or most significant rules regarding inseparable prepositions and Vav conjunction. I hope it helps you in your revision. If there are any mistakes, kindly refer the textbook and follow that textbook. This is just for the purpose of revision, for those who want to do a quick revision. God bless you.